Hey everyone, today I'm going to try and finish up my Nintendo collection. When I was going through the list of games that I have, I realized that I haven't played quite a few of these in this batch, so I won't really know what to say for some of them, but yeah, you'll still get to see what I have. The first one is Kirby's Adventure. This is probably my favorite Kirby game. I'm not really a huge fan of the series as a whole. I think it's kind of way too easy. I know that a lot of Nintendo games aren't that hard, but at the same time, it's just there's not really much of a challenge to the games. But this one is pretty cool. This one is one of my all-time favorites, and one of my favorite Nintendo games, probably my second favorite behind Zelda, and that's Gunsmoke. Now, this is, I think it was an arcade game originally, but basically it's an overhead shooter set in the Midwest. And I forgot how many levels there are. I've only made it up to the second level. It's a really hard game, at least I think so. I'm sure people that are actually good at video games probably would have no problem with this, but what you pretty much do is you keep going through a level. It keeps repeating until you get a wanted poster, and then you can face the boss for each level. And you can either find the wanted poster, or you have to buy one, maybe, I can't remember which. But it's pretty addictive, and I've never beaten the second level, and I've had this game pretty much my whole life. It's definitely one of the games that I have some of the fondest memories for. So I think that's why it's one of my favorite games. But yeah, I just remember playing this with my sister and my dad when I was younger, and even then I don't think we ever made it past the second level. So yeah, it's a really good game. I just wish I didn't suck at it. This one is Burger Time. Now, this is a pretty ridiculous game. It's another arcade game, I believe. And you control a chef, and you're trying to go around and step on pieces of a burger. And when you step on each layer, like it would be the bun, the patty, lettuce, something like that, it falls down to the next level, and then you have to step on it again. So basically you're trying to make a complete burger at the very bottom of the level, but the catch is you're being chased by condiments. So you have like, I think you have chilies, or ketchup, or there's like, you're just getting attacked by stuff. So it can get pretty challenging. You can play it 2-player too, that's always fun. It's a game I usually play with my friends when they come over, because it's pretty simple and fun and ridiculous at the same time. And I'm sorry if I might have to make this video in separate parts, because my battery is low and I have quite a few games to go through. So yeah, this might not be the final video for my NES collection, but I'll try to finish up. 1942. This is a pretty standard flight shooter game. It's a third-person overhead view, and you're just going through waves and waves of enemies. Don't really have too much to say about it. It's a good game. 1943 isn't as good, but I've only played that once. This is Star Tropics, and this game gets compared to Zelda a lot. It's the same kind of overhead gameplay, and you're trying to go through dungeons and solve puzzles, and you're also defeating enemies at the same time. But I found this game a lot more difficult than Zelda. I thought Zelda was pretty easy, but I still haven't beaten this game. If I remember correctly, you have a yo-yo as your main weapon, and you can get other weapons too. But I believe that they are in limited quantity. You can only have so many shots per weapon. It's a very good game though. Some think it's even better than Zelda. I do want to finish it. Just have to devote a day to it or something. I always say that, but I never end up finding the time to complete games like this, though I really do want to. The first Castlevania game. I also have the second one, and the first one is much better. It's more of a typical Castlevania game. Pretty much set the standard for the series. But Simon's Quest, on the other hand, is probably one of the worst games in the series. There's that famous Angry Video Game Nerd review where he talks about every, like 30 seconds or so, the game changes from day to night, and every single time it does it, it has to pause the game and notify you, so that can be really annoying. And I think everything's harder at night too. Like the enemies are more powerful, or there's more of them or something. And yeah, I don't know. I played the game for like 10 minutes and then I had to stop. It's just not fun. It's easily the worst Castlevania game I've played, so I didn't really have any interest in completing it, or even really getting far at all. And now for another video game I suck at. Punch-Out! This is not the Mike Tyson version. It's just a normal Punch-Out! I don't really think there is a difference, though. I think it was just packaging. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's a game I'm not good at all. I've never been good at like beat 'em up games, except for Super Smash Brothers, but that's not really even the same kind of game. So yeah. this one is like crazy awesome. Anticipation. Just look how happy those people are. Don't you want to have fun like that when you're playing a video game? Man, the 80s are a bad time. It's a board game in a video game. And I don't even think I've ever played it. I just saw the cover and I had to get it because it's so cheesy. From what I've read online, it's pretty much a guess what the picture is game. Like the computer will start drawing a picture, and then you have to figure out what it is or something. I've never actually played it though, because I feel like I'm just gonna be let down. There's no way I'm gonna be that happy. Like, that guy is just awestruck. Like, he's never played a video game like this in his entire life. So, yeah. And another really crappy game that I've played for like a minute before just wanting to like throw it away forever is Dino Wars. It's just, I don't know. I made it like 2 minutes in, but I've watched some other gameplay footage of other people playing it, and yeah, it just seems like a really poorly made platformer game. This is another one that I've never played. It's SNES, maybe. Yeah, it's another one that I got mainly for the box art, or the, I guess the image on the cartridge. From what I've read, you're like a 16-year-old kid, and you're trying to slay a dragon or something. I don't know. Nintendo games didn't really have too much of a story to them, obviously. I've never played it. I don't know if it's any good or not. Yeah, if any of you have played it, let me know if you think it's worth investing time in or not. I mean, I'm sure I'll play it eventually. I get a lot of these games just because they're a couple bucks, and I can add it to my collection. But a lot of these I